name is Alex, I'm a patchwork nerd, and it is a good eyeliner day, which means nothing can bring me down. That was satisfying. First of all, let me welcome you to the world of Nanowrimo, where we attempt to write 50,000 words in 30 days. Let me also congratulate you on making it through the first week of Nanowrimo. So let's kick off the second week of Nanowrimo by having a very important discussion, and that is quitting Nanowrimo. Wait, what? Before you go running off into the darkness screaming profanities at me, allow me just a quick second to explain myself. One of the biggest challenges I have with creating writing-related videos in general is striking that balance between being encouraging and being realistic for what people's capabilities are. It can be a challenge deciphering when someone just needs a good old-fashioned kick in the butt to get them going, and when someone just needs a shoulder to cry on. A prime example of this is when you are helping someone decide whether or not they should quit Nanowrimo. Of course, the first instinct I have is to yell, "No! You can't quit! Don't be a quitter! You can't quit Nanowrimo!" But honestly, it's not always realistic to look at the situation that way because I don't know your circumstances, and we have to take all of that into consideration before we can form sound advice on whether or not you should quit Nanowrimo. So before you take that thought of quitting Nanowrimo any further, let's put a pause on that and take a look at 4 tips to decide if continuing Nanowrimo is going to be realistic for you. The first thing you want to take a look at is what is standing in your way. Honestly, you are going to have to do some soul searching to understanding this step. You have to take a look at the circumstances that are making you want to quit Nanowrimo and analyze if those are things that are going to be big enough to prevent you from continuing any further. For example, it might be personal things going on in your life. There might be a whole bunch of work for you to do, family obligations. You might just have a really full calendar and it's not realistic for you to write 50,000 words in a month. Another thing that might be standing in your way is yourself. Is it something going on in your head that's standing in your way? You have to take a look and understand, am I mentally healthy enough to do Nanowrimo right now? Or am I just really nervous about not doing well with Nano that I want to quit because of that? You have to analyze the circumstances going on in your head just as much as your physical circumstances going on around you, and that'll help give you an honest assessment of if there's just too much on your plate, either in your personal life or in your head, for you to keep going. The second thing to take into consideration is your novel itself. Is there something about your novel that is getting in your own way? And can you change those things? Is it that you don't like the story? Is it that you don't like the characters that you've created? Is it that you just didn't plan enough and you're feeling lost and kind of hopeless with where to go with this story? Also, it could be your system of how you're writing the novel. You could be pantsing it and that just might not be realistic for you, and you might need to make an outline to take some of the stress off of you. And it could also be vice versa. You could have plotted a novel in great detail and you're realizing that's just not working out and you're putting too much stress on following that outline and you might need to pants it. Again, you just need to look at your circumstances and understand what it is about your novel that might be scaring you away from continuing Nanowrimo. And once you assess that, that should give you a better idea of whether or not it is realistic for you to continue with this story. Third thing you need to take into consideration for whether or not to quit Nanowrimo is, what is your plan if you don't continue with Nanowrimo? Are you going to take a break from writing? Are you going to go back and edit older projects? Are you going to try to do your own version of Nanowrimo in the future? Is it just that you need to write 50,000 words over a longer span of time than 30 days? Again, it's all about taking a look at your situation and understanding what is the best game plan for you to have. It could easily be that you're just trying to avoid your writing and it's scaring you, and you might not get back into writing if you don't have a plan. So before you jump out of Nano, try forming some ideas of what you're going to do and how you're going to keep writing involved in your life if you decide to quit Nano. And the fourth thing to take into consideration is, will you regret quitting Nanowrimo? And how can you be kind to yourself if you do decide that the best thing for you to do is to exit out of Nanowrimo for this year? The one thing I really want to emphasize is, if you decide for whatever reason that Nanowrimo just isn't working for you, that's okay. I think it would be pretty normal for you to feel a little pang of regret if you decide to quit NaNoWriMo, but you need to also realize that if it's not the best time for you to be doing nano, you shouldn't be hard on yourself about it. You need to be kind to yourself, and you need to review the circumstances that brought you to the decision to quit NaNoWriMo and be okay with it. Be kind to yourself. Don't quit NaNoWriMo and spend endless amounts of time beating yourself up about it. It's okay. It might just not be your year. You could do Camp NaNoWriMo. You could try NaNoWriMo again next year. Heck, you can even have your own mini NaNoWriMo whenever you want. It's okay, and everybody has their reasons. And the main takeaway from this is to understand that it's not always realistic to make a huge goal like this, and that's okay. But you need to make sure you make an educated decision and don't just go, okay, I'm out. I have said this so many times, but NaNoWriMo is a great way to light a fire under your butt and get some writing done. But there are so many circumstances in our lives that can prevent us from being able to do as much work as we want, and that's okay. We need to ease the guilt we have on ourselves, because writers like laying a lot of guilt on ourselves. We also need to be kind to ourselves and enjoy and embrace whatever decisions we make. Of course, I am always going to be an advocate for NaNoWriMo because I think it is a great way for people to just dive in and get a project done, but it's not always going to be realistic for everyone, and that is okay. You need to be kind to each other. I really hope these tips maybe helped you with understanding maybe the fear that is settling in that is causing you to want to quit NaNoWriMo, or I'm hoping that this helped shed some light on your circumstances and take away some of the guilt and the burden you might put on yourself if you decide that quitting NaNoWriMo is the best decision for you. No matter what you do, understand that you are a writer and you are awesome. So that was our little journey into some serious self-reflection. I'm sorry, I'm usually a little more happy and bubbly, but it's okay to every once in a while pause the goofiness and have a real discussion about things that are hard to talk about, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please give this video a like, and if you'd like to see more of my NaNoWriMo videos and my writing videos in general, please hit that happy little subscribe button down below. I post new videos on Mondays, and you can also join me throughout the month of November on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for my live stream where we'll do sprints and talk about nano and have a great time, as well as you can join me every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for Writer's Patch on Twitter, where we discuss different writing topics every week. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, or you can tweet me at PatchworkNerd. Also, if you'd like to help support me making all these strange, funny, weird little videos, as well as my writing, you can hit the link down below to my Patreon page, where you can make a monthly pledge as low as $1 a month to help me create all of this funny little shenanigans. I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to NaNoWriMo, and no matter what, just remember, keep writing, keep laughing, and keep encouraging each other. I'll talk to you later. Toodles! People's capabilities are. Willie, please, sweet. Willie, no, honey.